Well, what started out as a simple bro-up in PSO discussing or the hype for PSO2, I think we've touched on a lot of different topics video game related. But I want to go back, of course, to the original reason we started doing this, of course, was for PSO2, or more specifically, the payment method. Of course, as I mentioned before, free-to-play it's a scary word for a lot of PC gamers. Again, MapleStory probably the worst example you can get. Let's get out of this room, by the way. It's a very cryptic area we're in. Not that this cave is cryptic and stuff, but I'm gonna be the optimist. Personally, I would have opted for a payment scheme where you pay for the game once, and maybe for expansions down the line, and then be free to play afterwards. Say like Guild Wars.
Yeah, and that'd be cool. But the problem is, consumers are fickle. I'm just gonna say, consumers are a very fickle lot. And oh dang, watch out. And if they see a $60 price tag just to start playing, they're gonna get scared off.
I will stop you right there.
And
I was thinking for the price being maybe $39 to $49. Do you think that'd be too much to ask for PSO2, or what do you think?
You kind of cut out on me there for a second. What did you say the price would be?
$39 to say $49. Is that too much to think? Or...
Okay. No, it's not too much. But here's the thing, though, Nelson. People are willing, and I don't understand this. I really don't understand this. But people are willing to pay that much for a new console game. But for some reason, it seems like PC games, people want to buy. They want to buy as cheap as they can get it.
Well, naturally.
And they almost have a thing like they expect to be able to just test the game out, and it makes them feel safe. That's why I think it's actually a good thing that the game is going to be free to play, because more people will try it out.
Now, what about the fact that it will be released for consoles, though? Do you think it would have a good audience, say, for the console game?
Oh, now that's something I didn't know. It's going to be console-based as well?
As I understand, it should be released on quote-unquote all platforms. Now, the platforms I know it'll be released for are the iPhone, the PS Vita, and the PC, of course.
Oh, really?
As I understand.
An eclectic mix?
Right.
Oh, here you go. I would have thought the actual... That's really odd. Well, I will say, it'll be cool... Ow, dang it. It'll be cool if cross-platform play is possible, but if it's...
it will be through the Vita and the PC, but the iPhone version is going to be single-player only, for whatever reason, I'm not sure.
Really?
It struck me as odd as well.
It almost defeats the purpose of the game.
But my argument was, well, continued, apart from paying for the game when it first was released and perhaps expansion packs down the line, I was thinking perhaps maybe, like in the Dungeon Defenders group, you could perhaps pay for alternate skins or characters or something to that effect. Not for the full price, but probably around $4 or $5 a piece. The DLC, as it would be.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's like, the free-to-play model is like... Okay, it's kind of an odd example, but I think it's an apt example. I was at the grocery store the other day, and by the way, never go to the grocery store hungry. Just gonna preface this with that. But there was a oh dang, that was careless of me. There was a sample table set up with just a bunch of samples of sushi, and I hadn't eaten sushi in a while, but I tasted some. I was like, well, dang it, that tastes good, man, and I'm hungry, it's going to be great. So I went ahead and I bought a box of it. I bought a little case of sushi. And I thought to myself afterwards, if that sample wasn't there, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have looked at the box and said, I don't need this. You know? Now, they were willing to give up some of their product for free, the sample, i.e. people just playing the game for free. But, in my opinion, they actually make more money selling their food because people are trying it out and seeing if they like it before they have to make a commitment. It's the same thing for video games.
Now, I could argue that they could have just
I
released
think
a demo for PSO. Now, of course, we're talking hypotheticals here because it will be free to play. But if it had been pay to play, if I were in charge of Sega, if I was directing Sonic Team right now, like I said, $39 to $49 initial price, DLC, of course, $3 to $5 for characters or reskins.
What the fudge?
Yeah, careful
Yeah.
there. And of course, I'd say maybe a year or so later, an expansion pack for about $24 to $34, however much they want to charge for the expansion, if it was worth it. Now, how are you're going down more with the free-to-play model, which is not a bad model, and I think it should be a good choice for PSO2. But how exactly do you think would be the best way to monetize it?
That's just the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to buy alternate skins or just little cosmetic things like that. I know doubtless they will try to make money off that sort of thing, and there are people who will buy that. And I understand that, but I think maybe paying World of Tanks, for example. You were pretty into that game for a while. You still are, but you know, you're taking a break from it, I guess, which is fine. But you got into that game so much that you were willing to pay, you know, however much it was you paid.
I think in total about $30 at least for
okay,
a matter of 2 months or so, yeah.
And here's the thing, you probably shelled out $30 for World of Tanks overall, right?
Oh, actually, probably a little bit more than that, but right around there, yeah. Go ahead and say that.
Okay. Well, right around $30, which isn't that bad considering how many hours do you think you've spent playing that game? Probably, I don't know.
I would say I've got my money's worth, yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely gotten your money's worth out of it. So let me tell you.
Thank you.
To be sure, you've gotten your money's worth out of it. But here's the thing. Would you be getting your money's worth out of it if you... crap, I got so hooked on the battle that I don't even remember what I was going to say. I hate when that happens.
It's okay.
Dadgummit. Shoot, fiddlestick.
How do I do things in my brain to make thoughts do the words and do things like that?
I'm trying to think where we were.
Okay, would I have gotten as much fun out of the game had I put money into it versus had I not put money into it? Or the question being, how much money, or how much, I guess, way to phrase it.
Okay, well, let me just say this before you continue.
Right.
Regardless of how I personally feel about it for me, whether it's free to play or automatically have to pay a fee just to play it from the get-go, I think it's a good thing. I'm glad that it's free to play because I want the game to succeed. Even if there are some things you don't like inherent problems with the free to play model, I want PSO2 to be a success. And statistics show that the free to play model these days, at least for PC gaming, not so much for console gaming, but for PC gaming, free to play makes more money and is a more successful way to run a game than pay as you go or a lump sum for a game. And I want the game to succeed, so
right.
That's what I'm glad they're doing.
Very inclusive, but I'm trying to the exact words to my point being I really enjoy World of Tanks, you know. At no point did I ever look at my purchase and say, wow, I wasted my money. I enjoyed the game, and I felt the developers deserved every penny I gave them. And, of course, I was supporting the game that I enjoyed, so there's really no regrets whatsoever with my purchase.
Yeah. And I think Phantasy Star, I think PSO2 will be much the same, in the same vein. I got poisoned. You got like a bomb or something over here. Let me shoot that. There we go.
You can actually get it yourself if you have a Zond attack, but I can't do it because I'm a robot.
I'm getting murked over here.
I know. So I guess the final word is we both are happy about PSO2 being free to play. Not my personal choice for the payment model, but it's not the worst choice. They could be pay to play, and if that were the case, it'd be going up against World of Warcraft, the Old Republic or whatever.
Which I personally am not a fan of pay to play. I think it is a waste of money.
A waste of money? Now, just so you're clear, the original PSO was pay to play.
And I wouldn't have played it if it was pay to play. Just saying.
That's okay.
Just think about this. There are a myriad video games. There's a vibrant, colorful, huge amounts of variety. It's one of the most variable forms of media there is. There's something for anyone. So with all that variety, why would I want to shell out $15 every 30 days just for the privilege of playing one game? I'm not going to put in enough hours into any one game to justify paying that much money for it. Just not going to happen.
Oh, if the game's really good quality and has a great community, i.e., well, I don't want to use this example, but World of Warcraft. Now, I will get some comments for this, but the reason World of Warcraft has so many subscribers, because it's so popular, is it's a good community. Now, this isn't good for every single person who plays. I'll admit to that. But by and large, it's an inclusive community of people who respect each other for the most part. Asterisk, most part. But,
yeah. Well, honestly, I haven't really had much with any of the players on WoW.
But it has a large subscriber base, and more importantly than that, it caters, dare I say it, to the casual audience. It's anyone can pick up and play it. You played it at one point, even if it's just free trial. Of course, you didn't stick with it, but a lot of people who did try the free trial went ahead and kept on playing it. My stepmom plays World of Warcraft, but
she does.
Yeah, I don't, because I just hate it. But that's just me. Some people love it. And
why do you hate it?
Oh, because I played it so much. On private servers, of course. Like the private server we're playing on for PSO.
Yeah.
I get that way with a lot of games. But anyways, go ahead.
I will say, this is... Never mind.
Say what?
Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't
even worry about it.
I'm just not... I'm not gonna... Now you're gonna
Jeffrey,
talk about it.
The stalwart, moralistic person does not pirate a single game to save his life, but has no trouble playing on a private server. Just saying. Would never pay for the original...
No, your voice...
Oh.
Your voice cut out on me again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Say that again.
Jeffrey, the stalwart, moralistic person, never pirated a game in his life. Wink, wink. Of course, would never support World of Warcraft or PSO in the pay-to-play model. Pay-to-play model. Of course, has no problem playing on private servers. That's funny to me, of course.
Hold on now. You just hold on a second. No. I refused to play on the World of Warcraft private server because I felt like I would be... That's tantamount to stealing from Blizzard, almost. Because I'm using their product without giving them any due. So I just refused to play it. This is different because Sega doesn't do anything with this game anymore. This is not hurting them or helping them one way or the other. This is a dead product.
Alright,
so,
counter-argument, hold on to your britches, Boogoogly. I got one coming right at you and it's gonna sting. World of Warcraft private servers are free advertising for World of Warcraft. They don't even have to do a thing, and people get to play and experience their game. Think of it as like a live demo. And you can argue, well, we're taking money away from Blizzard.
I understand that, Nelson.
Shh, hold on, I got more coming. You can object in just an uno momento. Okay. Moreover, if you haven't already made me forget my point, a lot of people, like I said, it's free advertising. If Blizzard would have shut down every single private WoW server, they would lose money just in the legal fees alone.
Are you talking?
Yes.
What?
Oh.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
It's okay. Probably Steam herpy-derping out on us. Oh.
Probably.
Or your crappy internet, because you just teleported. But anyways.
Dude, I don't have crappy internet.
If anyone else is listening, what I'm basically saying is World of Warcraft... private servers to be specific. It would be non-profitable, or it would not profit Blizzard if they were to take down all the private servers, because it's just so many legal fees to do that. Whereas they're gaining so much revenue from people just trying the game out on the private servers and then switching over to the official.
They're not gaining revenue from. How are they gaining?
It's free advertising.
Give me a reason, because I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm actually curious about this. I want to know, why would someone switch from the private server to the official?
You just activated my trap card. Allow me to explain.
I'm asking you a question. Okay.
Well, I'll say what a lot of people who've played on private servers will tell you. Private servers suck.
Whoa.
When you go by
Why
quality. What?
Why is that?
It's
Continue.
It's because they don't have the support of the official server. You're using written code that's basically backpedaled from the official servers. So most of the time, 75% of the content doesn't actually work, or if it does work, it doesn't work correctly. So people want to play how the game actually does work. And you know where they can do that? On the official servers. For a modest fee, of course.
Here's the thing though, I used to watch you and James, you know, play that game a lot, and it didn't seem like you ever ran into any problems.
Right. Well, yeah, well, there's a lot of the game to explore, and there's, of course, on the basic level, grinding and leveling. And I feel we've drifted a bit from PSO2 hype over into World of Warcraft discussion.
Again.
But that's where the talk flows. But I'll sum it up like this. Yes, private servers, moralistically, I will agree with you, they are a bad thing. But economically, not a bad thing for Blizzard. It's free publicity, and more than likely a lot of people did jump from the private servers to the official servers just because they were so tired of the private servers being crappy. Anyways, how do we get from that tangent from PSO2 to World of Warcraft private servers?
Honestly, I think we've talked about just about anything there is. I don't know much about PSO2 from the get-go. Just saying. And honestly, I don't know what else there'd be for us to talk about. I mean, the game isn't out yet. There's only a few trailers out for it. We know it's going to be free to play, and we both decided that we're happy about that for different reasons, but we're both happy about it.
Right.
More or less. So, I think, as far as discussing PSO2, I honestly can't think of much more to say. We can speculate on things, like do we think the combat will be smoother? I think it will. I think it'll still be have the same trademark mechanicalness to it, mechanicality, if that's even a word. Oh, are you stuck?
No, I'm fine. But
okay,
I agree.
But I think that's the hallmark of the series.
Right.
You know, it wouldn't feel like a sequel if it didn't have a similar feel. Right. I just think you'll have more freedom. You said you'll be able to jump, which I think is
it's groundbreaking. Because you're landing on the ground, so you're gonna God dang it.
You're gonna bust some of it up. I get it.
But and do you want to go ahead and go for the boss? Roll D-roll, or roll-a-lola-D, roll-a-D-roll-a-D, He's actually pretty easy.
Alright, let's do it. I don't remember what he's like.
We still have like another level to go beyond this one, so it'll be a while. But I guess for our YouTube audience, of course, we could just discontinue the video and say we did it, and no one would be the wiser. That's what I love about internets.
I know, right?
I know.
It's so wonderful. Guys, we totally rocked this game. We beat any boss. Jeez. Bye.
Right. Well, I can beat every boss. I can't say the same for Jeffrey. Mr. having played some total of maybe, I'd say 24 hours at best. Maybe a bit more.
Whatever.
But
shock assault.
Well, I've about talked myself out of all the talk I have. Unless there's any other points you'd like to bring up, or questions, because I do know a couple things about it.
What?
Oh,
sorry, I was at a shop.
That's alright. No, do you have any questionarios about PSO2? I may have the answer to them.
Well, does it follow the same basic formula as this game? Like, you got a hub world, and then you have little adventure fields to explore?
As I understand it, at the very least, we'll have a lobby, like we do in this game. Now, as for a hub world, say, for like the place we're at now, I don't know about that. But like I said, I didn't play the beta, which I would have liked to have gotten into, but I just haven't had the chance to really bother with it.
Yeah.
Really, I guess what makes me the most hyped about it, I guess, it's seeing a series that was part of my childhood being brought back, and of course, I guess that's makes anyone feel happy. But
I think Sega's kind of making a bit of a comeback. They're actually starting to make some decent games. And case in point, the nostalgia value is they're playing it well. Case in point, they've made 2 really great Sonic games, and now Sonic Team is going to revive PSO, and a lot of people are excited about that. So
I don't know about a lot of people.
I am.
There's a very strong niche audience out there who really like this game, I think. Or maybe there's a lot more than I think there are, as far as I know.
I don't know. Well, even Lelena has Phantasy Star Online for the GameCube.
Oh, a good point. But I'll leave us with one sour note.
What's that?
And that's called Phantasy Star for PS2. Whatever it was.
Phantasy Star Universe, was it?
Yeah. That game left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths for various reasons. Mostly because it sucked. But
well, I'll tell you what.
There comes a lot of comments, but go ahead.
Before you continue on that, I don't know how negatively that will affect PSO2's chances based on Stigma, because until I honestly never heard of that game, and I wouldn't have if you hadn't specifically told me about it. So maybe for PSO2's sake, you should shut up.
Well, no, it's an entirely new game, as I understand it. So we're not playing Phantasy Star Universe. This is PSO2. It's a completely new generation of the story. So it's like basically, I guess you could call it a reboot, essentially. Because it looks nothing like PSO2 in a way, in that, how can I say it? Well, of course, it's
Wait, you just confused me.
Right, well...
What looks nothing like PSO2? Phantasy Star Universe?
Oh, no. PSO2, well, it's like, of course, PSO, but if you watch the trailers, it's a lot more, you get the strafing, the way you move is a lot more fluid. It's mechanical in the sense of, say, Dark Souls or, of course, PSO, but it's still more refined, and that's what I'm waiting for. A game that really feels more alive, but at the same time requires the skill to navigate it. Right.
Yeah. I think that's necessary, not only necessary, but also a logical step for the game to evolve, while still letting someone who's played the other games know, hey, this is in the same series. But hey, look how it's changed. And
you want to grind through the rest of the level, or you done for the night?
Well, you gotta work in the morning, don't you? It's almost 1 o'clock at your house.
Well, I think I can power through it, dude. If you can power through it, I can. What do you say?
I'll do it if you do it.
Bro up.
Let's do it.
All the way. If we die, it's gonna be really...
all the way.
You have to go first, though, otherwise the teleport will close behind you. Go. Go.
Okay.
Go.
Totally good.
If I can find my way through this maze of stuff. Okay.
So pretty.
And for anyone who's the uninitiated, this is PSO. It originally came out back around 2000 or so. Like, what are these guys playing?
Sure wasn't like 99?
Well, it says 2000 on the starter screen, so I'll go by that. If I'm wrong, the comment section will light up, and it'll tell me I'm wrong. But, right, at the very least, it was around 2000. So at the dawn of the millennium, this came out, and at the time, it was revolutionary in what it did. Also, robots have trap vision. Isn't it nifty?
Yes.
So I'll talk about PSO for a while, since we've pretty much talked PSO 2 to death. Originally, of course, it came out for the Dreamcast, and it did well. Of course, the Dreamcast died, so that didn't do too much for PSO.
Oh, shoot.
If you have an anti-paralysis, now it's time to use it.
Die.
But after the Dreamcast, it debuted on the GameCube, the Xbox, as well as, I believe, PS2 as well, I'm not sure. I think it did. But suffice it to say, it's been around. It's been across multiple consoles, so it's a very popular game at the very least.
Yes.
The American servers for PSO shut down, I think, back around 2006 or so. Hold on, I may have antiparalysis.
I can't do anything.
You gotta... Yeah, hold on.
Oh, I'm paralyzed. Is that what's going on?
What's...
hold on, I might... Well, here, you...
Hold on, I don't have...
Double dog.
Hold on. I'm trying to remember how I could save you here. Press home and then go to your item box. And look for anti-paralysis or soul atomizer. Or if you can get poisoned, you can just use anti and get rid of it. Do you have it? Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got. I fixed myself.
But
I need to put that in my hotkeys.
Okay. Anyway, around like I said, 2005 or so. Of course, this is a give or take figure. The American service for PSO shut down, and basically PSO died from that point forward in the Americas. In the Japan, I believe in still Japan, it's alive and kicking. I believe so.
Really?
I may be wrong. I think the servers in Japan shut down, but I'm not entirely sure. Comments. Did it shut down? It didn't shut down. I don't know. In any case, a little while afterwards, I forget the exact date again. Shizak, whatever the private server name. I pronounce it Shithack, but that's not how it's supposed to be done. Came out, and basically is a way for people to play PSO for free online, which is good because I always wanted to do that, and I never got a chance to on either the Dreamcast or the GameCube because I was a boy and I had no disposable income.
Yeah.
But the question begs, if I had the money now, would I pay a monthly fee for PSO? Which is,
jeez, I hope not.
in its current form in this day and age, no, of course not. Now, if you put me back in 1999 and I have a disposable income, I think I would have paid for it. I think I do. To be able to play with people across the world. That would have been really something in 1999 or 2000. 2000 still even.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like, remember Cable Guy? Do you remember that old Jim Carrey movie, Cable Guy?
Right.
They were talking about the internet.
Oh, last part of the dungeon.
Revolutionary. Oh, snap. And, you know, Jim Carrey was explaining to Matthew Broderick, you know, you could play Mortal Kombat with your friend from Vietnam. He didn't know how right he was. That was before online gaming really caught on, but he was right, and that's something people take for granted now, but a lot of people don't realize how truly revolutionary that is.
I leveled up. I'm so pleased with my progress.
Oh, snap. I'm so happy for you.
But as you're saying, and I agree with you entirely, internet is fairly new. Like, I remember before there was internet, of course. A lot of people don't even believe that.
Well, I mean, there was internet, but it was before it really caught on.
Before MySpace, before Facebook, there were like a few websites on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there was a website I used to write for.
Oh,
when
really?
I was like 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was wsnonline.ak.com. It's actually still up. You can read some of my 13-year-old political views.
Oh, really?
If you're interested. And by political views, I mean complete nonsense.
Right. Of course, Sonic should have ran for president, right?
No, it doesn't do with Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm just
well, anyways.
Alright. And
yeah.
junctioning that into
That's another
PSO.
discussion for another day.
Again, like I said, playing a console game. This is a console game. There were PC games that were online, Ultima and EverQuest, which came out a little bit after Ultima. This was really the first
I used
console.
to play Quake.
Right. Quake. Back in.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I used to do some online computer gaming in the 90s. I used to play Diablo, Quake 2, Star Siege Tribes, Command & Conquer, I think. I did that. I did some stuff. Oh, no, Sam.
But, right. And, like I said, for the console front, really, the Dreamcast was a trendsetter for online gaming. Of course, PSO is the mainstay.
Oh, you bet it was.
And it also had sports games, which that was new. Playing NFL Online, that was really something. Because you don't think much about it that game.
I mean, I don't like sports games, but I mean, that was revolutionary.
Well, moreover, the best part was it was over dial-up. Now that I think about it,
God!
I know there was a modem in your Dreamcast, not a Ethernet port, a modem, as in dial in your internet. But of course, I actually played PSO on
Dreamcast.
dial-up.
A lot of people.
Right, go ahead.
I was going to say the original Xbox actually borrowed more than its fair share of concepts from the Dreamcast. And if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and research it. Don't feel like getting into it.
Didn't I tell you that before, Jeffrey? I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience.
Okay, no.
Oh, shoot.
But Jeffrey does have a point. If you'll in fact look at the original Xbox controller and then compare it to the Dreamcast controller, you may notice a rather stunning similarity. But it's something to take note of.
But it goes beyond that too, though, more than just controller.
Right. There were a couple different games that came out on the Xbox that were, I used to call them Dreamcast exclusives. So in a way, you could argue the Xbox, the original Xbox, was a spiritual successor to Dreamcast, in a way.
In its own little way. Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Anyways.
But that's just me talking about PSO. Another topic, since we're in this kind of area, is Dragon's Dogma. Or we can talk about any kind of game that's really skill-based. Spiral Knights, Demon Souls, or Dark Souls, whichever one you've played. You can go ahead and take the floor, Jeffro. This is your area of expertise.
Oh, is it?
Yes, Mr. Demon Souls.
I wasn't aware of that.
Dark Souls, whatever.
Oh. Well, I'm still only about... I would say I'm somewhere between halfway and 2/3 through the game. And, I don't know, I've been playing it for a goodly number of hours. I kind of go through games slowly. But that's just how I play. I don't like to rush. I like to take things in. Sometimes... Oh, I leveled up.
All good for you.
Yahoo! I like to take time and smell the roses in video games, so a lot of times I will take, it's not that I have a hard time beating the game, but I will end up taking around twice as long as what people say you should take to beat a game, just because...
Because you're bad at video games, I got you.
No, I take the time to look at everything. I love... To me, video games are art.
A connoisseur, if it were.
Well, I just love looking at the work that developers put into environments. I'll stop and look at a tree and say, "Oh man, someone made every little thing on the
those pixels."
Those pixels. I just appreciate it a lot, and that ends up adding hours to my playtime. But so I'm about. That's kind of a tangent I just went on there. I apologize, but I'd say I'm about halfway to 2/3 through Dark Souls right now, and I've been playing it for about at least 60 hours.
Dang.
And I'll say that it is very skill-based. And it's something that, in my opinion, warrants a second playthrough because character creation is... Oh, Jesus.
Let my robot vision do the work. Can you see all the traps?
Alright, go for it. I see the ones you blow it up.
Dang, okay. I thought you could see the stuff I saw, but I guess not. But yeah, robots have built-in trap vision. Now, I will bring up one point that is one probably contention for you. Do you think it's bad your game is so difficult it somewhat limits the audience for the game, and thus, of course, decreases the monetizational value of it?
Nope.
So, you don't want the game to compromise its difficulty for the sake of a greater audience?
No, that game, if you're careless, that game grabs you by the throat and sticks its arm halfway up your arse. And I love it for it. Not enough games do that these days.
So you're saying you want the games to be hard on you and unforgiving then?
Yes, as much as it can be without being ridiculous. And here's the thing. yeah, it's not going to be a AAA title, but it actually does have a large fan base. I think it sold at least 1 million copies, which in the video game world is a success. There is a large enough people that feel the same way that I do, and I imagine you feel at least somewhat like that.
I would say I do.
I can't say for certain. Yeah, I mean, you strike me as the type of fellow who would. There are enough people like you and I that it's not as niche as you think. It really isn't. And people who play the game get a personal satisfaction from being able to beat it. And it's something you can talk about, because a lot of people give up on that game. And it's not bad. Someone will say it's bad because it's not, oh my gosh, jam A button to win, like so many things are these days. It's actually very well designed. And it actually forces you to think, like games did in the past. The gamers are such pussies now that it's something
that
that
language,
walk in the park.
Jeffro. We're going on
Sorry.
YouTube.
Sorry. But it's just, if something isn't an instant cakewalk, they hail it as bad game design, and I think that speaks terribly about the condition of the average
Full of
gamer
traps.
today.
Careful there, Jeffro Baggins. Just shoot in random
Really?
directions and see if you like get them. I want to see. Okay, yeah, you can't see him. So watch, boom. Oh, it's right ahead of you. Boom! Again, look at that. Oh, there's so
dang.
many of them.
I'm so jealous.
They're just all over the place.
Yeah, well, I can use magic. I can use magic, and you can, so suck it.
There's so many traps. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this part. We'll have a part 4 coming up in an uno momento. So hang in there if you're still watching.
Oh, we're gonna do another one?
Lord help you.
Oh, it's almost midnight, dude. It's almost midnight.
Oh, you're not working tomorrow. You don't have nothing to worry about. But I'll be right back.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I gotta gear up for Mule Day. I gotta prepare mentally.
I hear. We're almost done with this one, though.
Alright.